friends, and welcome back to another supersized edition of Movies, Munchies, and Moscato. I am Rhonda.
And I am Rochelle.
And we're just a couple of friends who love movies, television, and wine. So if that is something that interests you, please stick around and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Now it's time for movie and TV news and pulp culture discussion. So first up, Julia Gardner of Ozark fame is now the choice for the Madonna biopic, and it will be directed by Madonna herself. So she did a worldwide search, as I think I mentioned probably a month or so ago, and she's the top pick. So
isn't that crazy?
Right?
Do you see her being?
I can't. I see her, the younger version of her. I can totally see that. It was interesting how they deal with older, unless they're not going maybe to the age she is now. Maybe it's only stopping, kind of like the Aretha Franklin thing. Maybe it stops at an earlier point in her life where it won't really matter.
She was like the height of her glory, so to speak, or in the 80s, when she came on.
Yeah. And so, I do think she fits it in her younger days for real.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that would be
the
cool.
hair and everything.
Right. But knowing that Madonna sent all her people through like a boot camp, I think that's really cool. So we know she can dance, sing, do everything she needs to do.
Oh, wow.
So,
yeah.
She insisted that the person be able to do all that in order to play her. So
absolutely.
Cool.
Well, she would need to.
John Hamm and Juno Temple will star in Fargo Season 5. Can't believe that's already on Season 5. On FX, alongside Jennifer Jason Leigh, who will now take over the title role. I haven't watched any of this series at all. I've actually never seen the original movie. I probably said that before, so...
Well, I love the original
but it's got
movie, but I haven't seen
the series.
The series.
Each season, for the most part, has gotten good reviews, so...
oh, good.
It sounds like it's, still trucking along. You keep getting big names like that. So
yeah.
Maybe one day I'll check it out once it's all over. And once it's into season 10 and it's all canceled.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Boys on Amazon has been renewed for a 4th season. So, yay. That is something I do watch. I guess I can keep trucking. It is based off a comic book, and I don't know how many there are, but I'm guessing they can probably go for
a while.
Yeah, for a while, based off stories from that alone. So Schmigadoon on Apple TV has been renewed for season 2.
Oh, wow.
But season 2 will be called Schmicago and be set in the world of 60s and 70s musicals. So this, you guys, I want to say it's almost been 2 years since the first season even came out on Apple. I enjoyed it. It was fun. So it was, though, now that I think about it, it was based off of more like 40s, 50s musicals, I guess. So that was like the song type you heard. So I can see now the 60s and 70s. That would be fun. So, spoiler alert.
That'll be really fun.
Yeah. And the first season ended with the couple hoping that they got back to New York. My guess is now with this being the setting,
got to Chicago.
Now they're in a whole other setting in Chicago. So
yeah.
We'll see where that goes. So Lady Gaga is in talks to join Joker 2 in the role of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Last made famous, of course, by Margot Robbie. She fits the look of it. She'd probably do a good job.
Yeah.
Joker wasn't, it was okay. It wasn't my favorite telling of the man, but,
Yeah, I thought it was good. It was very dark, but I did think it was really good. Yes, very different. Mm-hmm. And Joaquin Phoenix is coming back as the Joker?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
This could be really good. He and Lady Gaga. Wow.
Right. Guess we'll see.
Yeah.
The Lincoln Lawyer has been renewed for season 2 on Netflix as well.
Wow.
I still need to watch. I haven't watched any of that myself. Uma Thurman and Henry Golding have joined Charlize Theron for the Old Guard 2 movie on Netflix. I did watch this. This, again, came out in 2020.
I did, too. Yeah.
And I liked it, so it's cool to bring in back another version of it.
Yeah. I liked it.
Another version, another sequel to it.
Yeah, I liked it as well. Charlize Theron, there's not much I don't.
Like
when
her.
she's in something, I like to see her.
Right, exactly. Thunderbolts is a movie in the works from Marvel. This would be a super villain movie.
Oh my
that
gosh.
could include, I can always butcher her name, Yelena Belova from Black Widow, Baron Zemo, who was from Captain America, Ghost, who I don't know what that character is from, Taskmaster, they were from Black Widow as well. The Abomination, that's from the Hulk, and of course the Winter Soldier.
Oh my!
Also from Captain America / the Avengers. So that would be interesting. A super villain movie. Although some of them are like shades of gray, I guess you could say. They're not strictly evil. although the Abomination sure is. And Taskmaster sure is. But the rest kind of like were like...
Yeah,
yes,
I didn't think Winter
no.
Soldier was...
Yeah, he's more gray. Like, he was evil in the terms of... He did kill a lot before he realized who he was and what he was doing.
Right, exactly.
So that's why I say gray. Yelena, the same way. It's like she only was doing that stuff because she had been brainwashed for a bit.
Right.
And then she got mad again after her sister died. So I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how which way they take
where
this.
That shapes up.
Yeah.
Exactly. So movies and TV shows out. We're going to do last week as well as this week. So for last week, we had Jurassic World Dominion in theaters starring Pratt, not Brat. Could be a Brat. I don't know.
He might.
Bryce Dallas Howard, Jeff Goldblum, Laura Dern, and Sam Neill. So 4 years after the destruction of Isla Nublar, is it Nublar or Nublar?
Nublar.
Okay. Dinosaurs now live and hunt alongside humans all over the world. This fragile balance will reshape the future and determine once and for all whether human beings are to remain the apex predators on a planet they now share with the history's most fearsome creatures. This is something that we did see, so we'll be reviewing it, in this podcast. Look forward to that. Interceptor. This is a movie on Netflix starring Elsa Pataky, who is Chris Hemsworth's wife, for those who don't know, and Luke Bracey.
Oh, is she really?
That's... One Army captain is forced to use her years of tactical training and military expertise when a simultaneous coordinated attack threatens the remote missile interceptor station of which she is in command. That was something I actually did watch last week, so I will give my 2 cents on it.
Oh.
Then we have the movie Hustle on Netflix starring Adam Sandler, Queen Latifah, and Ben Foster. So after a down-on-his-luck basketball scout discovers an extraordinary player abroad, he brings the phenom back without his team's approval. This looks good. I like the change in Adam Sandler stuff.
Right.
Zany, silly, slapsticky stuff to more like grounded, serious roles. So this actually looks good. And he's actually married to Queen Latifah in this, which I thought, that's interesting.
He's married to Queen Latifah?
In that movie.
Oh, in the movie. I'm like, in real life? What? Holy cow.
No, not in real life. But I just thought, they're playing a couple in this. So that's cool.
Okay.
Then we have the new series on Netflix called First Kill. This stars Sarah Catherine, Imani Lewis, and Elizabeth Mitchell. So falling in love is tricky for teens Juliet and Calliope because one's a vampire and the other's a vampire hunter, and both are ready to make their first kill.
Oh, I did see this on Netflix. I mean, I haven't watched it yet, but
so
I was
you're
like,
scrolling through, you're like, what's this?
I know, I did.
Normally, I do like vampire shows. There's certain things, and from look at that, that's one of them that seems too teenage.
Yes, that's exactly what I got.
Yeah, if it's too high school, can't do it.
Right.
Because as you know, I do watch things set in that realm, but sometimes if it's too, I can't do it.
Yeah, I agree. I thought the very same thing.
But who knows? If any of you guys out there watching, you'll have to let us know what you thought. Then we have Physical Season 2 on Apple TV with returning Rose Byrne. So as you know, this is one that I really enjoyed last season. So Season 2 is out now. Unfortunately, it only releases weekly, so I will not give any type of review on this, probably until at least half the season's out, to let you know what I'm thinking. But Sheila is now trying to sell her aerobics videotape to the masses and is dealing with a new love interest, as well as a bitter rival in Bunny, her former boss / friend / aerobics instructor, helper person. So I will say I've seen the first episode, and so far I like.
Is this comedy?
The lighter direction. It is It's like dark comedy.
Oh, okay.
Though, but she says some things that crack because she does a lot of the whole inner monologuing. So when something ticks her off, she just makes these snarky comments that only we technically hear. So it's a good show. Then we have For All Mankind, Season 3 on Apple TV. This stars Joel Kinnaman and Chantel Van Satten. Oh my gosh. Van Satten? Yeah, Van Satten. So just as a reminder, this is a show about exploring the possibilities that might exist if the global space race had continued and where humanity would be now. I honestly didn't even realize this ever got a season 2, you guys. Maybe I've mentioned it before and I just don't remember. I've never watched it. I've heard good things about it. From our former friend Linda, who was watching it, I know. But when I saw it, was like season 3. Where was I when season 2 came out? When I saw that, so so apparently it's doing well.
I did start watching this as well, so I didn't know there was a season 2.
Right, and now they're in season 3.
Yeah.
It's like we're
Yeah.
like where'd the time
No,
go?
and I thought it was good. You know, when I
Okay.
started watching it, I liked what I was seeing, and then, something shiny, and I went on to something else. You know, shocking, right?
Right, that's such a shock. Like, what's
Days.
going on?
I know.
Where's
So I
your
need to
head?
go back and watch that.
Where is your head? And then finally for last week, we have Miss Marvel. This is a series on Disney Plus and stars newcomer Iman Vellani, Matt Lintz, and Yasmin Fletcher. So Kamala is a superhero fan with an imagination, particularly when it comes to Captain Marvel. Kamala feels that she doesn't fit in at school and sometimes even at home. That is until she gets superpowers like the heroes she's looked up to.
Oh.
So yeah, that makes sense now with the title. I remember when I'd heard about this show, I didn't understand how it fit in with Captain Marvel, but I see now she's just younger, but she has probably some of Captain Marvel's abilities. Hence where the
it does sound like that's probably what it is.
This again will be probably something I won't watch because it does look too teenagey, you know, way Disney-esque. Even though I know I've watched all the other Marvel stuff, but this is one I'll just take a
pass.
Yeah, pass on. But please let me know what y'all think out there if you see it. Okay, so for this week, we have the movie Lightyear in theaters, voiced by Chris Evans, Keke Palmer, and Taika Waititi. I love his name.
Oh.
He's the gentleman that also directs like all the Thor movies, but he does act occasionally.
Oh, no kidding. So we have a voiceover then.
Yeah. So Buzz Lightyear embarks on an intergalactic adventure with a group of ambitious recruits and his robot companion, who's a cute little kitty cat looking at the trailer. This looks cute. I've never seen any of the Toy Stories. Don't anyone come at me for that. I know. Don't come at me for that.
I'll do it for you. Oh my gosh.
And so all this...
You would love them.
I just don't know. They never interest me to go see. I don't know. And
well,
then,
you can watch them now.
I know. You can watch them, but I just never bothered to go back.
Oh, they're so good.
All 3 of them?
Oh, yes, I've seen them all.
Okay. Gosh. Okay. Then we have Halftime, which is a documentary on Netflix, and it's global superstar Jennifer Lopez reflects on her multifaceted career and the pressure of life in the spotlight. So I do want to check this out.
Yeah.
I do find her very interesting.
I did see like the trailer on it.
Oh, okay.
On Netflix last night, where she wasn't the favorite to do what she's doing now. And that's part of what I heard. Like they told her she couldn't dance or sing. So she's like, okay. Yeah, isn't that interesting?
I know. I had seen Watch What Happens Live, and one of the people from SNL, I forgot which one it was being interviewed, and they'd asked about that, because I guess she'd went on record at the time. Like, is it true that you, like, told Jennifer Lopez that there's no way she could ever do, like, certain things? She's like, yeah, that's what I said at the time. I mean, I meant it. She's like, I was honestly annoyed because she kept trying to, like, interject her, like, thoughts into, like, what she thought should be, like, on the show and stuff like that. And she, not SNL, sorry, in Living Color.
Oh, in Living Color, okay.
What should be, like...
she was a fly
girl. Like, what should happen, like, she wanted to be in, like, the production part of it, and everyone was like, no. And then when she'd be like, well, how about I do this? And she was like, no. So she's like, obviously didn't hurt her much. She's obviously a big superstar. She's like, I'm not even doing anything now. So she's married to George Stephanopoulos. I just can't think of who the lady's name is. Anyway.
Oh.
But
okay.
she's like, I'm just a stay-at-home mom now, so it didn't matter what I said. But she's like, yeah, that's true at the time. So I told her because she was probably... Like, mainly it was more that she was bugging me. It's like, you know.
Oh. Well, and she's probably like, I'm so sorry. Right? I'm so sorry.
I could see that. You have some girl that's just starting out as a dancer on the show, and they're trying to, like, tell you what to do. Yeah, or trying to, like, how about this? And you're like, no.
She's a natural.
Like, shoe fly. Oh, right, shoe fly?
Shoe fly girl.
Uh-huh. Funny on myself, anyway.
Yeah, that was good.
Then we have the movie Spiderhead on Netflix, and this stars Chris Hemsworth, Miles Teller, and Journey Smollett. So 2 inmates form a connection while grappling with their past in a state-of-the-art penitentiary, run by a brilliant visionary who experiments on his subjects with mind-altering drugs. I saw the trailer for this. It looks weird, but I'm going to check it out because of who's in it. So I didn't realize it was supposed to be a penitentiary, but that makes sense now.
Yeah.
From what I was from what I saw. So it does look very... And Chris Hemsworth is the one that's running the penitentiary, so... It's a very different type of role for him, so I will check that Then we have Good Luck to You, Leo Grande. This is a movie on Hulu and stars Emma Thompson and newcomer Daryl McCormick. So retired widow Nancy Stokes hires a good-looking young sex worker called Leo Grande in the hope of enjoying a night of pleasure and self-discovery after an unfulfilling married life. This honestly looks funny.
I was going to say, it sounds funny.
I did see the trailer, and she's just, I mean, we love Emma Thompson, but she's just funny because, you know, she's very uncomfortable with this younger guy, and he's just trying to, like, get her, like, to, like, come to the bed and, like, you know, and she's just,
well, that's just funny that Emma Thompson would be playing a role like this.
Right? She's just trying to talk herself, like, into it or out of it or something. Anyway, it does look quite funny, so I'll probably have to check it out. Then we have Cha-Cha Real Smooth. This is a weird named movie.
Yeah, I'd say.
It's on Apple TV and stars Cooper Raiff, Dakota Johnson, and Leslie Mann. So a man who works as a bar mitzvah party host strikes up a unique friendship with a young woman and her teenage daughter. This apparently got excellent reviews at Sundance and also the Toronto Film Festival.
No kidding.
I wanna say. So it's probably at least worth checking out. I haven't seen a trailer on it, so let's study and see if it looks interesting enough. But
it kind of reminds me of something like Licorice Pizza. You know, we
yeah.
really like that because
Right.
that got great reviews, and I'm thinking it just did not grab me.
it's like these titles, I really
know.
want to know where did Cha-Cha Real, like, are we going to Cha-Cha in the movie?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Cha-Cha Real Smooth. It's probably like something he says or tagline or I don't know.
Right?
Who knows, right?
You just don't know until you see it, I guess. And then finally we have the movie Father of the Bride, which is, yes, a remake of the one from the 90s.
Oh, wow.
So this is on HBO Max and stars Andy Garcia and Gloria Estefan. So a father must come to grips with his daughter's upcoming wedding and handle multiple relationships within his sprawling Cuban-American family. This does look cute. You know, I really loved the original two with Steve Martin and Diane Keaton.
Yeah.
So I'll check this out. Andy Garcia is not usually funny.
No. He's a gangster.
Right? And Gloria Estefan, she's only acted a couple of times, so I don't know. But I'll check it out. I'm curious enough to
I agree.
to see how the remake holds up with that. So lots and lots and lots and lots of things to watch, people.
I know.
So we all need to get caught up.
Absolutely.
In the time.
Yep.
And now it's time for some movie reviews. So first up, we are going to do Top Gun Maverick, starring, of course, returning Tom Cruise and Val Kilmer. And then a bunch of newbies after that, like John Hamm, Miles Teller, Glenn Powell. I can't remember them all right now, but yes.
Yes.
So lots of people. Anyway. So this, basics about this is, you know, it's been, 25 years? I think longer than that.
Yeah, it's
but
like
we're
30
gonna go
years.
with that. I think in movie time, it's only been supposed to be like 20-something years. Anyway, and Maverick, he's remained in the Navy, but he still, you know, likes to fly by his own, you know, drum.
Fly by his own drum. Maybe
he's holding on that drum, beating it.
He's flying by his own plane.
It's just going where he wants to do. So, you know, he still gets in trouble here and there. But, you know, he loves what he does. So he does get in trouble. He gets helped out of it by Admiral.
Admiral.
Can't say that word very well. You guys have trouble speaking lately. Sorry, it's crazy. Anyway, Admiral Iceman. Sorry, I can't think. What's his full name? Right? You just know Iceman. That's what sticks in your mind.
Yes,
anyway.
yes.
So Val Kilmer's character, who's now an admiral.
Admiral.
See, I can't say it. Anyway, he's just high up there.
He's very admirable, though.
He's high up there. Just know that.
Yeah.
Anyway. And since he gets in trouble, he gets reassigned to teach Top Gun because he's one of the only ones who's ever done certain maneuvers to help with, you know, an assignment. And so he comes back to Top Gun and, you know, gets to instruct these youngins on how to do things. And, you know, of course, you know, lots of action.
Tom Kazansky is his name in the movie. Iceman.
Iceman Kazansky. I never picked up on that.
I know, because he goes by Iceman so much.
Yeah.
And now he's Admiral Kazansky.
Right.
But you know.
And I know John Hamm's character said that, but it's like, it just didn't stick in my mind.
Yeah.
It didn't stick in my mind. But anyway.
I agree.
But yeah, it had lots of action. You know, it had some humor. You know, it did touch me in a lot of ways that I didn't think it would. So I think as I probably mentioned before on this podcast, I did like the original. I wasn't like, woohoo, like so many people were about the original. So it wasn't like I was like gung-ho to see this. But I am, in the end, happy I did. It was a good time. Like I said, I was touched. I almost cried.
It was so good.
At one point, I was like waiting the action. I'm like sitting up, like, go, move it. Oh my gosh, move to the right. Like that was me during like the plane scene. So
yeah, you couldn't help it, right? I was a big fan, huge fan of Top Gun, you know, the original, and this one I thought was so good. I really, really enjoyed it, and like you, I got teary-eyed. Mm-hmm. You know, they did a great job, and they had all the old pictures, and they just did a great job of incorporating the first film into it. Mm-hmm. So
they did do some flashbacks to Goose.
Yes,
from the first movie.
Yes,
and Miles Teller, who's playing his son, was such a good likeness.
Oh my gosh!
You know,
amazing.
That was a good job. It makes me wonder if like that's the role he actually went in for, or if he just wanted to be in it and he just went into audition, and then later they're like, hey, you could play Goose's son. I'd be
or maybe they had him in mind.
Yeah, that's true. I'd be curious to the thought process.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
If once it comes out on like DVD or whatever, if they ever have like a behind the scenes, I'd love to like watch that just to get some more insight into that.
Right, I know.
If they would tell you.
Well, we'll have to figure that out. We'll have to look into that because that is a good question.
It is. So for me, I would definitely give this 4 out of 5 wine corks. It was a very pleasant surprise, and did enjoy it a lot.
Yes, and I would give it 4.5. 4.5, almost 5. I loved it, so I did.
Since she was more of a super fan than me,
yes,
I figured that would probably happen. So yes, good times. And then people, we watched Jurassic World Dominion, the conclusion to this next set of a trilogy in the Jurassic series. So this stars Jeff Goldblum, as we mentioned earlier, Laura Dern, Sam Neill, Chris Pratt, and Bryce Dallas Howard. And so what's interesting about this, we'll just say, the movie basically separates the old and the new cast for most of the movie until you near the end, which was interesting. So they both had their own separate stories going on until they converged. What I thought was interesting
is how they converged.
Yes, was how they converged, and honestly, that the older cast, their thing wasn't even about dinosaurs.
No,
I mean they were looking just at were they beetles?
They were grasshoppers, or they were called something else, but
they were like
locusts.
Locusts, there we go. Mm-hmm. They were genetically modified locusts. That Dr. Sadler, Ellie Sadler, was trying to figure out what was going on, and enlisted
the help of Sam.
Yeah, I can't remember his doctor name for some reason. Alan Grant. There we go.
Grant. His name's
Dr. Alan Grant's help and finding out what's going on, and they're invited by Dr. Ian Malcolm to come
which
over.
Which is Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, to go over to his new work site, which is Biosyn. To tour it because she realizes that they have something to do with it. Now, fun fact that was pointed out to me by someone this morning, which is that the lead guy of Biosyn was actually in the original Jurassic.
He was.
I didn't even pick up on that. I was like, I didn't realize there was a connection at all. I thought Biosyn was something completely new.
Oh.
And so when it was like, this is the original. It's a different actor, but that is the same that's the same character as in the first one that was trying to get the can of stuff from what his name was, Ed. I think from the first one. He was handed off the can, which now makes sense as to why he has the can.
Yeah, the Barbasol can.
Like, how did he get
it was the same creatures who took out the first guy with the Barbasol can.
Right. Yeah. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah,
so
it was a great tie-in.
I didn't make that connection at all. I was just thinking like, how did he get the can? Like that's anyway. But now we remember. Mm-hmm. So basically, it's picking up all these years later. Basically, what he did with that information, all these years later. So anyway, you have Chris and Bryce Dallas Howard's character, and then they're basically on the hunt to find their, adopted daughter, Maisie.
Who was rescued. They rescued her from the last movie.
Mm-hmm. Lost World, Fallen Kingdom. Uh-huh. And then, like I said, you have the other three trying to figure out what's going on with these locusts, and just near the end is when those two converge, because they're their plans align.
Yes.
In terms of defining.
And we probably shouldn't say anymore.
Yes, the end result. But it was cool. The effects, of course, were awesome.
And fun fact, they added feathers to some of these dinosaurs that before they hadn't. And now, as we've gone on and later in years and more research, a lot of the dinosaurs did have feathers. So it's kind of an interesting thing. So they did add the feathers to the dinosaurs. So that was cool.
Okay. See, that I did not know.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know. Yeah. I would say, other than the effects, of course, I like seeing the older cast again. It's always fun to see the three of them interact. We always love us some Jeff Goldblum.
Oh, yeah. And he's funny, he was before.
Any movie could do with a little Jeff Goldblum. That's
he was great.
I thought about it. I did like the new character, the pilot. Sorry, I can't remember her name right now. I know the actress is named DeWanda, but I don't know what the pilot's
she was
name
great,
is.
and her hair was awesome.
So she was cool. I did like Maisie. And it's so funny because I was telling Rochelle earlier, I'm like, I couldn't remember the plot of the second movie at all. I shouldn't say at all. Very little of it I remembered. I didn't remember her at all. So I had
from
number
Fallen
2.
Kingdom.
From Fallen Kingdom. So I was like, who is this shit? So I had to hurry and read up on number 2. And I was like, okay. But it was clicking. I didn't remember her at all.
Yeah.
It's just weird. I don't know why that one did not stick in my mind. I remember liking it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not as much as the original.
Because her grandfather was killed, and he was really the only one that she felt safe around. But then you find out this other information about her. It's, I thought it was good. I loved it, and I loved, which I won't spoil, but the ending. I just love how they tried to make everything so cohesive.
Yes,
and it's like it would never work, but it's so. What if it did? I loved it. Of course, I got teary-eyed, especially when it came to Blue and her baby.
Yes, they were very, very cute. It's like, wait, how do you care about such dinosaurs? But yes, it's true. That's true. I agree there. I agree. So for this movie, I would give it 3 wine corks.
That's it?
I know, because to me it wasn't as good as Top Gun, but it was.
Well, they're different.
I know.
You can't even compare them.
Well, I am in this case in terms of saying I can only give it 3 wine corks.
Okay. And I'm going to give it.
There's still little issues, but things that didn't make sense for me. But overall, though, I did.
Yeah,
like it.
you're probably right. But I would give it 4.
Okay.
Because I loved it. I did. And yeah, there were some things, but I thought overall the dinosaurs were amazing. There were so many of them, and I know there were some things that probably didn't make complete sense, but. It's all good, and I loved all, and I knew all the characters because the Jurassic Park I've seen them all, and I love most of them. So, anyway, and Steven Spielberg was the executive director in this, so that's good. Or was he the executive producer? Sorry, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but yeah, I'm gonna go a bit higher, but I even go between 4 and 4.5 for me.
Wow.
Because I couldn't stop thinking about it last night.
Oh,
so
well, that definitely was not the case for me. So then,
and here's the thing: is that they didn't harm dinosaurs unless they had to. Oh my gosh, it was great. I'm like, don't hurt them, don't hurt them, don't hurt them.
I'm like, well, that's true.
Anyway, silly.
Well, good stuff. So yes, you guys have to check it out too, and let us know what you think. So what we watched this week. So for me, well, I should say in the last 2 weeks, because we haven't been here. We just haven't been here. So first up for me is Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1 on Netflix. Now, spoiler alert, I will probably be talking a couple of specifics, so if you don't want to hear anything about this, I would skip ahead to the next part. So, Stranger Things Season 4, Volume 1. You guys, this was on fire. They were back to form. I did enjoy Season 3, but this is so much better.
Oh, gosh, I love it.
So much better. The only downside is that they split they've made the last 2 episodes, you can't see them until next month. But that's okay. It's coming up. I've heard that the last 2 episodes are each 2 hours apiece, so technically it's
great.
4 episodes.
That's good news.
So, that works. So, for this season now, we have Elle, or 11. Elle as her friends like to call her. And then Will, and then, Jonathan. They're all with Winona's character. Why can't I remember her name?
I know.
Anyway, they're now in California living, and everyone else is still in Hawkins, Indiana, living. And so she's trying to be like this normal teen. You know, her powers have now gone away from her. She's trying to fit in, but it's not working because there's this very, very, very mean girl who I also want to slap.
Oh,
honestly.
yeah.
She is horrible for no reason, just because she can
Just
be.
because she's a mean girl.
You know, just because she can be, that does these things to Ellen. She's just looking forward to spring break when her boyfriend will come and visit her. What's her boyfriend's name again? Gosh, the blanks I'm drawing today.
Oh, it's oh my God, Robbie. Nope.
Robbie?
Who's Robbie? Who is
Robbie.
freaking Robbie?
Anyway, he's going to come and visit, and she's just looking forward to that. You know, she's very hopeful, you know, these things are happening around her. Will's trying to be a good, you know, brother to her, but it's hard. And then he has these, he's so cute because he's this young, you know, burgeoning teenage, and there's like this random girl who keeps trying to like talk to him. Remember when she like placed like her hand on his knee in class? And I'm like, calm down,
so
little
cute.
one. Calm down. And he was just like terrified. Why are you touching me?
Finn is her boyfriend.
Finn.
Finn.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, she's waiting for Finn to come and visit her. So cute. You know, but things don't go as planned. We understand. Dustin and his cute little girlfriend are, you know, still being long distance relationships. We have Lucas now on the basketball team trying to be part of the cool club. That's fine. We have unfortunate Max being really sad because after Billy died, she's just moping around. You know, and then we have Steve and his new BFF Robin. They are honestly,
oh my gosh,
the duo I didn't even know I'd care about and like this much.
They're awesome.
But I was loving them, as well as still Steve and Dustin. Their little banter. So
yep, they're awesome.
I really liked how they ended up having to separate it again into different groups, which is fine. But I liked that they kept the older teenagers as one.
Yeah.
And then they had the youngers, you know, in their own other two. But it worked because you never really saw just the older teenagers so much just interacting themselves. I
right.
Thought that was,
yep.
I thought that was nice. Gosh, Dustin's like just one of my favorite like young characters on that show. And then you have what I really, really liked about it is the story. So you have, you know, they're trying to find out what's causing some deaths that have been happening. A young girl named Chrissy ends up being killed. A new character named Eddie, who's part of the Hellfire Club, ends up witnessing it, and people are blaming him. And so they're trying to figure out to help their friend Eddie, who's in the Hellfire Club with them. They're trying to figure out what's going on. So, you know, we have this new big bad named Vecna that's on the horizon doing this in the upside down area. So they're trying to figure out what exactly is going on is the basic story.
Yes. And just in case y'all haven't seen this, there are some spoilers.
Yes. Well, I did say that at the beginning.
Yes.
Just, you know. And so...
Vecna.
And so, yeah, just when you learn who Vecna is, I have to say, I didn't even realize, it didn't occur to me that was even going to be a plot point. I didn't think it mattered who the person was. I just figured he's there just like anything else.
Yeah.
Just like a Demogorgon, a mind flayer,
Me
whatever.
too, yes.
I just thought it was just that they're just there. It doesn't matter where they came from or who they are.
Yes.
They're just there.
Yep.
And so the fact that it ended up being a plot point, it was honestly a good twist, a good shock, especially who it ended up being. So I thought the reveal was awesome how it came about.
I agree.
With the villain basically talking out exactly how it came to be. You know, it ended too with how 11 was involved in all that, which was just awesome. So, I mean, I just highly, highly recommend you watch it. I just have to say that my absolute favorite part where I was like, I shouldn't say on the verge of tears, I was crying.
Oh my goodness.
Was the whole Max episode. That actress is, again, someone I didn't think much about. She's great. Until she had her specific episode where she was being targeted by Vecna to be next. And that whole scene where she's about to, where I honestly thought she was about to die. I'm sorry. I just really did.
I did too.
And then they realize music can like pull a person out of it. And so they're trying to like pull her out, and just her whole running like to get to them. And then, you know, and then she comes out of it and like, you know, she's up in the air and like just drops it. Like, oh my God. I was like, this is so stressful. I'm like, y'all just stressed me out.
It was very stressful. It was very stressful.
So stressful. But it was so good. She was so good in that part. Anyway, that was a really good good scene for me. So anyway, sorry, I went on and on about Stranger Things.
It's so good. It is so good.
They really brought it out. Oh, and then the whole Murray with Winona, with with the sheriff. Oh my gosh, that whole thing, awesome.
Oh yeah,
awesome. I do feel they dragged it a little bit.
Yes,
with him and the rest. Some of that could have been like condensed, but
where he ended up. Mm-hmm.
Yep, but loved and I loved how that all came together. Murray, who knew? Murray, such a comedic genius. And then him really knowing karate. I thought for sure this is going nowhere. But he really knew karate. It was just, anyway, awesome.
Yeah. It was awesome. So what did you give, how many wine corks did you give this?
I would definitely give it 4.5. This is great.
Yeah.
It's not perfect, but it was pretty darn good. So
well, I think we'll have a better idea when we see the last two.
Yes.
And I feel like, because I finished watching it as well, but I just feel like it was just it was more back to where this whole thing started.
Yes, okay.
I felt like the last season was just so much about kids coming of age, and I don't know. I lost a little bit of interest, but and you know what? I'm not the only one, because I did read that there were a lot of viewers who felt the very same. That was a little bit, they lost kind of their way right there, but this brought it all back together, and so I agree with you.
Yeah, it was such a good time.
Yes, it was. Yay!
And then I watched Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on Paramount. You guys, I know some of you guys think it's so stupid, but these are actually good, entertaining movies. They're funny.
I've never seen one Sonic, and they look so funny.
It's they're funny. Jim Carrey is awesome. Just knowing that this might be the last movie he actually does, because he's thinking about retiring, makes me sad, because he's still so good at it.
Is he really?
Yeah, he did an interview when he was promoting this, where he says that this might be his last movie.
You know why? Because he'll probably go into politics.
Oh gosh!
I swear that's
Jim, don't.
Yeah, exactly.
We need your comedy, please.
Well, he's so that would be for his level of acting has got to be tiring. It probably takes so much out of him.
True.
He's so funny and so. He's just amazing. I think he is, because I've always loved his work, but it just would take something out of you to be on like that all the time. So
yeah, that's true. You're probably right, but I hope not. But I highly recommend Sonic the Hedgehog. It's great. Sonic's now living, with his friends, but he's out there doing his, he called himself Blue Steel. He's, a crusader by night type of situation. And it's just really cute and funny. And then his villain, his enemy, the doctor played by Jim Carrey, comes back. And it's just really funny.
And it's on Paramount?
And it's on Paramount Plus. You have Shamar Moore in there. Playing. I won't even give away exactly what he's doing, because that would be giving it away. But everyone's just really good in it. It's great. So I give this 3.5 wine corks. It was a very good time.
Awesome.
So please check it out. And then I watched something that wasn't as good of a time, I'm sorry to say, which is Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City.
I want to see that.
This was on Stars. This is a prequel to the previous Resident Evil movies.
Right.
And, as some of you may remember, I really loved them. I've loved the story.
Yes.
This one was just okay.
Really?
To me, it didn't make sense that this was the prequel as into what went into what goes after it. I feel like they were missing some points.
Huh.
So maybe I was overthinking it, but it just knowing where it was supposed to lead into didn't make sense. Some of the characters didn't make sense, and
oh, no kidding.
I don't even know how to really explain it. It just.
So if I haven't seen a Resident Evil at all,
then
would
it
be okay to watch it?
I probably would like it more than I did.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I do think that's probably true. If you've never seen any, I do think you'd like it.
So does that mean I'll watch the others would be even better then?
It might. Yeah, that's true. Since you're not comparing, especially since you're not comparing.
Yeah, right.
You go into it. But yeah, it was just like I said. It was just okay. I think just some things happened in it that I was just like, didn't really make sense to me. And I didn't like. I should have written her down. I didn't like I normally do like her, but I didn't like the lead actress, honestly, in it. She wasn't that great to me.
Oh, okay.
So for this, I'd honestly only give it 2.5 wine corks.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
So, yeah, it's low. I'm hoping if they Well, they're supposed to be coming out with a Resident Evil series on, I think it's on Netflix. We'll see. I'll probably check it out and we'll see how good that is, but I don't have high hopes at this point.
Okay.
We need to bring back the Mila Jovoviches and just do those.
Yeah.
Do some more of those. And then I watched this new series on Netflix called Savage Beauty. It comes out of South Africa. It's a South Africa production. And it is about a beauty company out of South Africa. A family runs it. And, think like Dynasty, but in South Africa. That type of over-the-top wealth, backstabbing, that type of thing. It's just 8 episodes. I actually watched it with my parents on our Sundays. We got sucked in together. So,
did you like it?
Yeah, it was really, really good. It didn't go where I thought it would go, but it was great. That kept you on your toes. So it's like I said, it's by all unknown actors based out of South Africa. They have their own, just like anybody else, I guess, has their own film industry, and so it was produced there, directed there, everything there. And
wow.
And then Netflix bought it, so it's really good. It was one of those things you have to watch with the subtitles on because the accent's very thick, so some of the things I was like, gotta put that on for this one, so I could understand.
That's good to know.
Saying. But I did really like it. So this is a series I would give a 4-1 corker to.
Oh, nice.
So I hope it gets a second season because it did leave off on a cliffhanger. Dang it! So I hope
shoot.
they do renew it. I hope they renew it. Then lastly, I watched the movie Interceptor on Netflix, as I mentioned earlier, with Elsa Pataky. Chris Hemsworth does have a little cameo in it. He does, which is a really funny cameo. This actually, I enjoyed it. It was just one of those action movies you don't have to think about, and you enjoyed. And she's just playing, she's playing an officer who has to stay on the Intrepid. That's the missile defense system. There's 3 of them in the world, and the other 2 have already been taken out, so she needs to basically hold the fort down to make sure this one doesn't get taken out too.
Oh, okay.
And then Luke Bracey, who I remember from the Point.
So you don't have to think too hard.
You don't have to think too hard.
Kind of like Tenet.
Right. But, well, not quite like that. But the story does make sense. But yes, you don't have to think too hard. It was just a good old-fashioned actioner. She did a great job. I'd only ever seen her in some of the Fast and Furious movies.
Oh, right.
But I guess she's done stuff in Australia, over and stuff like that. But she did a good action hero thing. So
okay.
Yes, I enjoyed it. So I would give it 3.5 wine corks. It was pretty good. Pretty good entertainment for 90 minutes. Check it out. It won't hurt you none, I promise.
Okay, awesome. Well, those are good. I'm gonna make sure I have this list with me because sometimes I'll forget what it is what I need to watch.
I was like, watch again. Yeah.
Well, and like Rhonda, we both saw those 2 shows together. So, well, we didn't see Maverick together, but we both saw it the same week, and also Jurassic Park. And then I've been watching this documentary on Netflix. It's called Keep Sweet, Pray, and Obey. And it's about the FLDS, their group, and which was led by Warren Jeffs and his father, and how it all came to be. And as you know, they have a big presence, and he built his temple in Texas, but they have a big presence, and still do, down in southern Utah, in Colorado City, and Hilldale, and some of those areas. It's very disturbing, and in fact, Rebecca Musser is in there. She is talking about her experience, and she was the 19th wife of Rulon Allred, and she made her escape because once Rulon Allred died, and Warren Jeffs took over, he changed so much of what was going on down there. In fact, he ousted some of his brothers, some of his people who were close, and disbanded families. It was really bad. It's crazy. So if you want to watch a really good documentary, it's called Keep Sweet, which is what Rulon Allred Rulon Jeffs. I'm sorry, I think I've said Rulon Allred. It's Rulon Jeffs. That was his thing to say. He was still marrying these girls, these youngins, up until he died. Like, he was 86.
So crazy.
And that dude would have sex with them.
That's
He got it up at 86. Holy Holy cow! It's just wow. Anyway,
Crazy.
and these girls were 14. It's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it goes through that whole ordeal from different vantage points, and oh man, very, very interesting. So, and that is on Netflix. And then I too finished watching Stranger Things, and I loved it, like we were just talking. And I've still been trying to finish Shining Girls, which has now been completed. I still have 2 to watch on that, and then the Essex Serpent. And I liked it. I guess they're not renewing that from what you were saying.
Right, yeah.
Which sucks, because I really liked it.
But on the good part, it means it has a closed ending.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. Let's hope.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to, just
Because I love Claire Danes.
Yeah.
And
Tom Hiddleston.
Tom Hiddleston, yes. Yep. Who was Loki.
Yes.
He's
him too.
very handsome in the show.
I like him
so,
too.
Anyway. But yeah, so that's it for me.
Movie trailer talk. So first we have Beast. This will be out August 19th and stars Idris Elba. Oh my gosh, here I go with my names again.
Yeah.
Idris Elba and Charlton Copley. So this looks very good. We love our monster movies after just seeing Jurassic World, but this is dealing with something real, folks.
Yeah, I don't like it.
A lion. It's dealing with, a real life lion. And basically, they're on his territory, and he's about to defend it. Basically, is how I'm taking it.
Yeah, I agree.
And so, they're in trouble. They are in trouble. He's there on a trip with his 2 daughters, Idris Elba's character, and one day they're out. It looks like they're just going to be stalked, like almost the whole movie, by this lion. Looks like a huge lion. But yes. But it looks into, it was very intense just watching the trailer.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you'll be like on the edge of your seat, like for that one, once it comes out. So I'm for it. We love Idris, and it does look really, really good.
I love Idris, but this is not a show I will see because it's making a lion look really bad, and it's not how they are. So me and my animals. Mm-hmm. I won't be able to watch this, but it does look really good. Now, if it was something more paranormal, I'd be all into this one. I would be all into it.
Coming for you, dang it.
Yep. So.
Then we have The Menu. This will be out November 18th and stars Anna Taylor-Joy, Nicholas Hoult, and Ralph Fiennes. This looks very scary. I think it's supposed to be like maybe a horror movie. It doesn't give too much away, but that's how I'm taking it. So Ralph Fiennes looks like he's playing a chef. All these people, including Anna and Nicholas, have gathered to try a menu because the chef doesn't cook very often. So all these people are, gathering to try this guy's menu, probably like a 7-course meal or something like that. And just weird things are happening because he's apparently a very weird guy.
Yeah. Ralph Fiennes is good at that, playing really weird.
Being the really weird guy. He was Voldemort as well.
He was Voldemort, so.
You gotta know he can. But it looks very. Yeah, I feel like it has some type of horror element too. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping it's not going to be like a carnivore, we're eating people situation. Yeah. I'm really hoping it doesn't go there because I do want to see it. But if that ends up being it, I'm going to be so mad. But it does look very intriguing. So, and we do like Anna Taylor-Joy. She's on a roll with her stuff lately. Yeah. Minus The Northman, although she was.
Oh wow!
But minus that movie, she's been on a roll. So we'll definitely check that out.
I am. Yeah, I'm definitely into this one.
And then lastly, we have Black Adam. This will be out October 21st and stars Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Aldous Hodge, and Pierce Brosnan. So this, it looks good. I'm into superhero stuff, although this is more like an anti-hero. I asked my dad about this because, he reads comic books, if he'd ever read the Black Adam, and he's read one. And yes, he's technically supposed to be like a villain. He's like the enemy of Shazam.
Oh.
Right?
Really?
Like in the comics, that's who the character is, like an enemy of Shazam. Who, if you guys don't know, the Shazam movie, in the movies anyway, that's played by Zachary Levi. And it's a very comedic take on the role. I don't know if he's supposed to be funny, but anyway.
Well, isn't that interesting?
It is very interesting. And so the trailer, I guess, it's, to me, it seems kind of, I guess it's not as, it seems straightforward, but I'm sure there's going to be some type of twist to it where he is he just doesn't care. Like, you know, he's being talked to about heroes don't do certain things, and he's like, well, I do them. Mm-hmm. So,
yeah.
What does that make me type of thing? And it's a very different, like, role for him in terms of he's serious. He's, like, not breaking face. Like, he's, like, rock solid, not to be, no pun intended. Like, stoic, just like, this is me.
I know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about it, to be honest. It didn't grab me, but maybe it will later, because I love The Rock Johnson. Love him.
He's good. Aldous Hodge, just FYI, he is from a series I used to watch called Leverage. And he was also in The Invisible Woman with Elizabeth Moss.
The Invisible Man. She was there.
Oh, there we go.
Right, but the dude wasn't.
Yes.
So.
Right.
You can see her, but not him.
Man. And so he's playing a counterpart of his, and then of course Pierce Brosnan.
I know, right?
So there are some great people in it. So it's something I would watch. Like I said, it's just murky about exactly what the intentions are. And I see what you're saying. The trailer didn't give, because it's the first one.
Right.
I'm sure it didn't give too much away of exactly what's going on.
No, you're right. That could be
That's
it.
Why, yeah. So it wasn't.
Because I was confused. Well, that's not shocking. Woo! Surprise there.
Rochelle, what? You're confused.
I know.
Oh,
I need to watch the whole half of the movie before I get it. Anyway,
right. So looks intriguing, but as usual, some good stuff coming out in the later half of the year.
Yeah.
So.
No, there's been some great stuff. I'm excited.
I know.
You know,
next
all over the place.
For me anyway, and maybe us is Thor. I'm looking forward to
Thor.
Thor.
I know.
Month.
Yeah.
Yep. July 4th weekend.
Yes.
Thor. So
I love Thor.
To.
So. Well, right. Yeah, that's all we have, shockingly. We'll have more next week. So thanks so much for listening. We had fun as usual and hope you enjoyed it as well. Please give us a review or comment, as it really does help us out. And you can follow us on Instagram at movies_munchies_Moscato. And we'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging.
Thank you, guys.